Okay, hi Kirsten.
Hi, Phoebe.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good, good. Okay, so a quick background. I met Kirsten at the Graham Sound Festival. Now it's called Makanda. And I remember she was young. You were auditioning for the youth band. We're both auditioning for the youth band. But now you've come such a long way. You have your song released. So tell us a little bit about you. Like, where are you from? When did you start playing piano?
I'm based in Retreat. After high school, made a decision to come and study at the University of Cape Town at the South African College of Music.
Which is where we are recording this now.
The age that I started playing piano was 10. I would sit at the piano. If I hear a song on the radio or on a CD, I would sit and try and figure out the melody. And after that, my dad discovered my gift. He sent me to a classical trainer. I'm based in Retreat as well. His name is Reginald Dreyer. And I started my classical training from the age of 12 after just sitting at the piano and also playing in church and also sitting a bit under the tutelage of a cousin of mine that had a lot of jazz style harmony.
It's an advantage.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it was a little bit of an easy jump from high school to college? Because I know with me, I had straight classical training and I really jazz studies. When I came to college, I just did not know what was popping. So how do you feel like, because you had that church gospel-y and also you said your cousin had some jazz influence, you feel like that helped?
Not at all. I don't think anything quite prepares you till the time when you come to university or come to the South African College of Music, and now you have to take on this style of music, very serious and very personal. Like it requires a lot of time, invested in yourself. So my first year was, challenges, but I made sure that I stayed in the practice room to do what I'm supposed to do, whether it's like prepare for my lesson or, know certain theoretical like application, just to, remain in like the good books, like with my professors and things, but especially like within the performance aesthetic, how I interact like within the performance aesthetic. Like for me that happened like in third year, where I just developed a more personal route within playing.
I think for me it was also around
third year. I feel like third year is the year for everybody. Like it's time.
There is always a magic sweet spot. Okay, and what were some of the struggles you had, like with studying jazz harmony and theory? What stands out as a struggle that really was kind of just
everything that applied to like theory? Because you would think that like from playing by ear and like from my classical training, like I would be very theoretically, like I would be quick, but actually no. And I think it is because of training my ear so well at a younger age and relying on hearing things like instead of seeing them, and I think that explains as to why even my sight reading, I had to always keep practicing, like my reading. I played in many like big band setups, and it was always like a hurdle to get over, like seeing that chord. Okay, it's like a when you get that big band music and you get that chord notation and you're just like looking at it for a while,
and there's like 10 pages to get through.
But whereas I would play the track of that or the song of my sheet music, I'd be like, it's the sound, like I would just like pick it up quicker. I won't say I'm a pro at like taking everything in orderly, but like for me, I relied on my ears to be my mentors instead of
that's good though.
But also I need to, it's bad when I have to have a balance, because studying means that you need to have like a
both.
You need to have both.
I never had, my ear was folding.
No,
really it was. I think my ear is relative now, like because I've played a lot of music. I can pick things up because I've heard them so many times. But back then,
you won't say.
As it pertains to jazz studies, we are like kind of like in the network. We have peers. We end up at jam sessions. How was your experience with jam sessions? Like, were you anxious? I know I had a lot of anxiety. I was always nervous.
My first couple of experiences, obviously, like the anxiety is there. No, I don't think I couldn't play well. I think it's the anxiety that just brings everything else like down,
Why were you anxious though?
Because it was my first time, appearing, and also like how I thought people perceived me as, you know. You know, when you go to jam, you're young, you look young, you know, and then you're a girl, so like, get this girl, you know, like play what, you know. And then when you go on, and like you go on stage and like, oh, okay, you can play, but also, you know, I still value so much what how people see me. Or
And do you feel like there being a lot of guys, was that, it was the whole gender thing, you know, I'm not big on the whole gender
yeah.
but did that kind of play into it as well, or not at all?
Not really. At the same time, yes, I would mostly feel a certain way about, you know, masculinity when it's like older men, you know, those like, I don't want to say grandpas, but like they're like very old, and they're used to who they see, or who they choose to see on the stage.
Yeah.
And I remember one jam that my dad took me to. There was like elderly guys. My dad wanted me to go on stage. You know, my dad was like, nah, go, and you know, when I went up, they were so confused. They were so confused. They were like, they were so protective of their space. Like, we're not just gonna allow anybody, you know. But when I went up, like, I wasn't anything back then, but like, they were satisfied that I, you know, that I had like
Passed the test.
Yes, passed the test. Yeah, I only felt that way around like that elderly group of men. I was telling a friend of mine the other week, like musically, like I've been brought up by men that sat with me at the piano, made sure I, you know, improved, you know, men who invested in me. That, I think that is why I never feel a negative way towards like the masculinity side, you know.
That's so important.
Yeah, because the reason why I'm here today, it's because of, I have to give them credit, you know. And I wish you were more like female mentors that I have, but the reality is I don't.
I think that always comes into play. Like if you have bad experiences with men at a younger age, then it kind of informs you when you're older. But if not, I mean, good balance, male, female, we need both, you know. So, and I think also as a female, we shouldn't always feel down upon ourselves, you know. But you know, but I think me and you, we don't have that thing of feeling inferior.
I feel like we have everything in common.
Why do you feel like jazz is something that you got into, especially now that you're releasing music, you know, as a Christian, and I know that's really important to you? Why do you feel like jazz is that music that can kind of relay that message of who you are and what you want to show or speak to the world? Why jazz?
Jazz had to reach me in a cultural way. So, like, people like Abdullah Ibrahim, who caught my ears at first, and then Carl Shepard, and then just after hearing them, like, digging deeper into who they truly are, you know, and what they really, truly produce, you know, at the piano, and then learning about their influences, I feel like jazz extended its hand towards me, and then coming across so many pioneers within the African American like community. When I listen back to Art Tatum, you know, just that whole lineage, like that pianistic lineage, I feel like they reinvented the style of piano playing. Like, not style, but like they reinvented the practice of piano. Before Jelly Roll, there was no ragtime. Before the era of Art Tatum, there was no stride piano.
Yeah, even African American gospel, hey, what they harmonies.
Yes, they reinvented the whole practice of piano. For example, when I discovered John Coltrane in second year, not just his music but his lifestyle, like it became clear to me, you know, and the way he lived his life like spoke to me, and I'm just like, this is what I also want to do, you know. This is how I also want to live my life, you know. I want to live it with meaning, and when I play music, I want to play music that has meaning, you know. That's all I can really say, like, why I chose jazz. So
it makes sense though, but also jazz also allows for creation.
Yes, it's just
new things, you know, and just finding yourself in a way.
It's so raw, and it's like unfiltered, man. It comes close to the it comes as close to the source. Close to the source. You know, and then I discovered Begum Seleko. I'm just like, look here, man, you know. So for me, I was like, I need to choose this because I need to be fulfilled. I don't want people to just sit there and listen to me and then I'm feeling empty, you know, every time I'm like, I want to be fulfilled too. And I think that's what John Coltrane's like trajectory was also about.
Interesting that you mentioned John Coltrane. I would not have expected that. So what are you practicing now in your practice room?
So curious. So what I'm practicing, or what I'm focusing on, is just like being acquainted like with the whole range of piano. Revisit art datum, revisit, you know, all those pianists who sound great when they playing on their own. I always tell myself like I need to invest in a lot of time being by myself to kind of also hear out things and being creative, so that when I do go out to like jams or like any performance, that I can naturally like take the lead at times also, and not always be led.
But overall, just trying to get better.
Yes.
And I guess jazz standards are a good place to do that.
One of the pianists that I always listen out to, like Emmett Cohen, he has like this jams that he hosts, and then, you know, each jam is like, or each recording of a jam is like a different standard. And when I listen to it or check it out, I'm like, I never even thought of doing that on that song when I was at, you know, the other jam. You know, like it all goes down to what I mentioned before about, you know, spending time with oneself, you know, picking up certain techniques to broaden your capacity as a pianist. So
yeah, so Mind Flight is a beautiful composition.
Thank you.
What can we expect from your album?
The album would be very cultural, you know, a little tribute back to, you know, culture. Out of all the compositions that I have like put aside, and they sound very progressive, like if you think Mind Flight is, no, but it's something close to.
Look, I was not ready for Mind Flight. Okay.
Wait, you must tell me why you weren't ready for Mind Flight.
It's not what I expected from you, hey? It's like very...
Because I look like I'm lineaged differently, man. Like, I look like the first thing that I'm gonna produce is a Kuma song. No, but like I feel
not
like
what I was thinking.
No, but always I feel like people feel like I'm more into the like cultural than, you know.
But you are. But that's
I
the
am,
thing.
yeah.
But that's what I was saying about jazz. It's like you grow as a person, and also your music grows. Like I mean, I can even say for my album, people weren't probably expecting me to do like the weird glass and wine. People probably were not expecting that, and all the R&B. People probably expected like McCoy kind of vibes and South African jazz vibes. But you grow as a jazz artist.
Yes.
So, like I said, when I met you, Emma Kanda, this is not the Kirsten that I remember. So you've grown. I mean, look at you. You look like you're coming from New York City with the glasses and the hair. Mind Flight is a beautiful song, guys. If you haven't checked it out, you must listen to it. Hey?
It means so much that it's coming from you. I always looked up to you.
Oh, Kirsten.
Like, I was first year, you were third year, and you were in the big band with yes.
Oh my days. Big band is a lot, but let's not go there.
But that was like for me, like just, and also just like watching you further, and especially like, you know, when you put out your compositions. There was one festival you were playing at Musenberg Theatre.
Oh yeah, you can.
That is my favorite. That still today is my favorite performance.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I mean, you have so many other performances.
But they never recorded that one. It was actually good.
Yeah. And just seeing your trajectory, like it gives me like, you know, oomph. You know, like, hey, like, yeah, I can, you know, I have something to look to, you know, an example. So.
Oh, thank you. That's
you did that.
So, what were we speaking of? Mind Flight. It's really like, I'm not even just saying, it's such.
I always pose my face. I'm like, you don't just say that because you're like you have.
It's a beautiful song. Like, and there's like 3 sections to it. Hey. Every time you think it's good, and then it gets better. Like the next section. But I mean, they heard with the snippet earlier. So one more question. Does the term female pianist bother you?
Not at all.
I know. Me and you, we're soul sisters.
Yeah. No.
Why is that?
I mean, I am a female. Why would I be bothered at, you know? I love the femininity side of of myself. Yeah, I'm a female. But what I mean is like my contribution from a femininity, like from a feminine, there we go, English, feminine perspective. And most of the times I don't think of it as a feminine like approach or feminine contribution.
It's just you.
Yeah, but I celebrate it at the end of the day if I'm acknowledged as that.
At the same time, it's nice to say female. I like the female categories, like even at award shows.
Yes.
A female pianist male artists.
Yeah.
I think
It's fair square.
yeah, but also then at the same time they have the other categories that are not gender based.
Yes, yeah.
So
And those non-gender based categories, do you feel like I'm asking you a question. Do you feel like it's focused on focused on males, for example? Like those non-gender based categories.
like best pop album.
Yes.
No, it's not focused on males. I think most likely than not, there just tends to be more males doing
Yes.
the thing,
yeah.
like in the genre, or there just tends to be more males in music. We tend to have more female singers, especially in the commercial world.
Yeah.
Like pop, the females tend to take the roles in the singing, backup singing. It's rare to find pianists. It's rare to find female drummers. So when you have a lot of them in that category, it's just because
Yes.
what's the probability of having like 4 out of 5 nominations going to women when there's such a small number of them? So
Yeah.
so well, this is Kirsten Skippers. Please check her out. Mind Flight. I'm gonna put a link in the bio. Go to you have it on Bandcamp, right?
Bandcamp, and it's on YouTube Music and YouTube Music.
Everywhere
And,
else.
yeah, Apple Music and
Yeah.
Spotify.
Check out her single, and she's gonna have an album hopefully soon. Hopefully this year.
Do you want an album?
From
'Cause
you.
Yeah.
I thought this was an album. Wasn't this not like a?
My Flight is a single.
I know it's a single, but I thought it was kind of like a taster to.
No, that's what I meant it to be. But I wanted to kind of like gather people's responses, man. Like I wanted them
loving
to.
it.
Oh, okay.
We want the
as
album.
long as you say you want the album and
Yeah.
album.
Yes. Of course. What are you waiting for?
Well, Mind Flight, like I told myself, like I'm gonna put out the single, I'm gonna let people hear it, and I'll see the response, man. I'll first see the response.
Tell her in the comments how much you liked it so that you can give us an album, please. We're ready.
Go back to studio.
Okay.
Schedule a date. Really.
Yeah. Guys, if you liked the video, please comment us. Tell us what you liked, what you thought of this interview. Leave a super thanks.
And please follow Timberlake Donjana on all platforms.
Yeah.
Please do.
I agree with her.
And I really am honored to for you too. Looking like no, seriously.
So the video cut, but we just wanted to say bye. Like, comment, super thanks, guys. I'm still open for online bookings for lessons, so check that out. Follow. What's your Instagram handle?
At Kirsten Skippers.
At Kirsten Skippers. Okay, and I am Timberlake_Dunjana. So check me out on Instagram, and we'll see you again.
Bye.
Bye bye.